guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to quickly take a look at my two Fryette slash VHT amps that we have here. The original Deliverance 60 and an original Pitbull Ultra Lead. These are both very coveted amps, and 9 times out of 10 when I see a person that has one of them, they actually have both of these amps. Yet there are no real comparisons of these two amps on YouTube. So I'm going to try and quickly get that done today. You hear a whole bunch of hype about the Pitbull Ultra Lead. It is a really, really nice amp. That said, I think more people are going to more easily get along with the Deliverance than they would with the Ultra Lead. I like both, but I still find myself gravitating a little bit more towards the Deliverance, surprisingly enough. That said, I really like the Ultra Lead as well. I'm sure that I don't at all think I've unlocked the full potential of this amp yet. Kind of how I think I may be approaching that with my KSR Artemis, which is still my favorite amp of all time. I still think KSR makes the best amps in the world. That said, Fryette may be a close second in my mind. But that's it, let's go ahead and get into this. I'm playing my Blackat HSA 7 with bare knuckle Ragnaroks, going into a Airis Effects NAO Advanced Overdrive. That isn't doing a whole heck of a lot, but I always play with overdrive. It's what I do. And that's going to my Highwind Amplification Phalanx gate. The full signal chain will be down there in the description. You can see which amp I'm on by looking here. So number 3 is the Pitbull. Number 4 right here is the Deliverance. Let's get into it. Starting on the Pitbull. And yeah, that probably kind of shows what I'm talking about and why I think that some people might gravitate more towards the Deliverance like I kind of do. The Deliverance is just more saturated in certain frequency ranges than the Pitbull is. And that's what gives the Pitbull that very dry characteristic that a lot of people, like to talk about. It is a very dry, very percussive amp. There's not a whole lot of saturation to hide your mistakes behind. I don't really feel like that is a good way to describe the Deliverance. I guess you could say it's less saturated than certain other amps, but at the same time, if I were to just plug into it and play, that would not be the first thing that comes to my mind. I really like the way that this amp saturates, and it just sounds really, really great to me. Again, I think they're actually very complementary amps, and one definitely does not replace the other, which is, so now I understand, yeah, these are definitely two cool separate amps from the same company that are cool to own together. So as you notice, I'm kind of not really playing with the controls on the Deliverance too much because I found that this tends to be the sweet spot for me. This is where I really enjoy this amp. But that said, hey, I know where that's at. I'll play with it just a little bit, but to my ears, this is pretty much the sound that I'm going for in terms of this amp. The Pitbull, I'm still kind of figuring out exactly where I want it, and right now I'm kind of just trying to have it try and sit somewhere similarly to the Deliverance. Alright, and there you have it. Two super cool, like really great amps. As of right now, like I said, I kind of lean towards preference of the Deliverance. But if I were, you know, recording a song or something and try and get the best tones that I could, I could see myself using the Deliverance in place of where I've been using my Dover. Meaning, like, you know, I do, you know, one track left one track left and one track right of the main amp that I'm using, usually my KSR Artemis, and then I'll have a center track of the Dover playing, because I think it just has a really cool and unique kind of distortion and saturation sound. I can see myself replacing the Dover with the Deliverance in that case, because I also think it has a really cool saturated sound to it. It's really nice. And I could probably pair that with the Pitbull, which is just more straight up chunky and just very clear. It's super cool. Very nice amps. But more so than with a lot of other companies, I see these amps as sitting side by side and being worth having both. For instance, some people disagree with me on this, but again, I really think that just because they don't like to have so many options in their hands. I had the KSR Orthos, awesome amp, but once I sat it beside the Artemis could do literally everything that the Orthos could do. So it's like, I don't really need to own both of those amps. I think KSR also has the Juno, which is supposed to be a bit different than than their other series of amps. So maybe that would be more interesting to have sat next to each other. But to me, the Artemis it's all the KSR sounds and all the sounds really that I need. But in this case, I can understand wanting to own both of these amps. They're both really cool. But hey, if you guys enjoy this video, you know, you like YouTube videos with more playing than talking, that's kind of my thing. I'd appreciate if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, you guys take care.